Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of the Sunny Coast very own podcast called The Referral Wave, Riding the Tide to Success. My name is Tony Cross, and by day I have a car broking business called Drive Connect, and I'm in the BNI Business Sunrise chapter. But today I'm here with Sian from Good Law. Welcome, Sian. Happy to
Hey,
have you
how's it
on.
going?
Yeah, great. Thanks for coming along.
You're welcome.
So tell us a little bit about Good Law.
Well, it's my baby. I started it about 17, 18 months ago now, so April 2024, and I started with just me. And we've grown from just me to 8 staff. We're looking at bringing on another lawyer at the end of the year and probably another admin person within 12 to 18 months. And we're averaging about 40 clients a week at the minute. So we're quite busy.
So what does Good Law focus on when you say 40 clients a week? What are we talking about?
So it's a broad range of property law services. Wills and estates is largely property law, but it is a discrete area of property law. We do conveyancing, both commercial and residential. We also do planning and environment law, general property law, employment, and HR as well.
Yeah, right. So rapidly expanding.
Very much so. Trying to keep that under control.
Let it ride, let it ride. So what led you to joining BNI? And I know we're going to talk a little bit later about how you position yourself in BNI, but what initially led you to join BNI?
So someone I've known for a very long time was a member of BNI, and I said, "Hey, I'm thinking about going out and starting my own firm." And he was like, "Come along, visit my chapter." And I went and I met a whole heap of people who conveniently could help me out with some stuff that I needed to do to set up my business. And I was like, "Oh, because starting your own business can be an extremely isolating thing. You feel like you're the first person going through it. And I was in a room full of other people who were going through the exact same thing, and I didn't feel as isolated and as alone. So that's why I was like, okay, I'm going to visit a few chapters and see which one suits me best, and join.
Yeah, great. And how long have you been in BNI for?
I'm in my second year. So yeah.
Second year. Yeah, good. And you're skyrocketed to the top of the tables in the green, making the most out of your experience.
Yes, and I'm aiming to keep on that track. Although, as you know, it is a bit of a wave because you get distracted with end of year and you think, oh my God, my stats.
Yeah. No, it is it's a constant game of keeping up there, isn't it? That's for sure.
Absolutely.
So in those early days when you walked into BNI and you were using BNI to help, with your growing business, as you said, you
Mm.
had less isolation. Talk us through a couple of those things that you got BNI to help you with.
So, I mean, the big thing for me was I had never started my own website. I'd never done marketing, any of that sort of thing. So, I'd never done branding. And I happened to walk into a chapter that had all of those services, and I could just talk to someone in my local area who helped me get that stuff rolling. Um, I'm a pretty down to earth person. In my chapter, I'm referred to as their favorite sweary solicitor. Um, so that seems to resonate with people. And I find that if you can see someone face to face and you're seeing them in the same room every week, um, you get a pretty good feel for who they are as a person and how they're going to treat their clients, which is awesome.
Yeah, great. So initially in BNI, obviously you're helping those guys around you solve a few problems, get your business up, going off the ground. But then in time, I guess the referrals would have started. Everyone talks about how it takes a little bit of time in some professions, but then in time, obviously referrals started flowing.
It was pretty quick for me. There aren't many lawyers who offer wills and estates and who do it in an affordable and accessible way. And I guess that's my point of difference. So I do offer out of hours and out of office appointments, and we are fixed fee, so we're very low cost. So that means we go to hospices, hospitals, palliative care, in home, which means that more vulnerable people have access to good advice.
Yeah, right. That's a great service being able to go out because I guess, yeah. Oh, would would people leave that sort of thing to the end, so to speak? Like they don't deal with it early on. So all of a sudden they are in care or they are somewhere and the family's out of town, and then you've got to deal with it, right?
Pretty much. It's not standard. Like people are generally a little bit more proactive these days, particularly when, you're buying a house, you have kids. But we do encounter some pretty sad situations where we do have clients who are terminal. We obviously have to assess capacity pretty cautiously. Um, but it's a pretty humbling thing to be with someone when the last thing they feel like doing is talking to anyone, let alone a perfect stranger, about their most intimate details.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. It come with a fair bit of care and gratitude, wouldn't it? Like you have to uh, tread nicely. Well, it's good that you've got a good reputation for doing that, obviously, because you're expanding and growing. So you must be
Yeah.
doing something right there. So let's talk about that expansion. Before we got on, we were talking about how I thought it was two, but you informed me that now you've got three people in different chapters and maybe a fourth coming up. Um, we don't get too many people on here that are business owners with people in multiple chapters. So just talk us a bit about that and your thought process and why you do that for us.
So I actually met my conveyancing manager through BNI. So she was working for someone else, and we started referring each other work when we were conflicted. And her team actually moved from a different firm to my firm. And that was a really good experience. So for me, it was about offering other people in my firm the opportunity to get their own business network. And given the success that myself and Megan Thompson had had with that, I thought it would be good to offer that opportunity to others within the firm.
Yeah, right. Yeah, great. And what are the three chapters that you're all in?
So I'm in Powerhouse, Megan is in Aura, and Renice is in BNI Elevate Digital. So it's fully online. It's mainly sort of northern New South Wales, Gold Coast
Yeah,
area. Um, we've got another team member who's looking to potentially join BNI Elevate Digital. And we've got another team member who is looking at potentially Platinum,
yeah,
and another one who's potentially looking at a BNI out at Toowoomba.
yeah, right.
So the
Yeah,
way that I remunerate my staff is that they get bonuses for any clients they bring.
yeah,
Um, so it's in their interest, obviously, to get their own networks and keep that work coming in for them. So giving them an opportunity to grow their network is only going to benefit us all in the end of the day.
yeah, 100%. So BNI is definitely part of the good law growth strategy, isn't it?
100%, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's fantastic. And so any great success stories? Like you've got over a few success stories out of referrals in BNI.
Yeah, so when I initially started, I got a referral for a lady who, unfortunately, her mum had passed away. And it was a bit of a hellish situation for her. So, um, mum had passed away some time ago and left a right of residency in her home to this lady's stepdad. And I guess the relationship between the daughters of the deceased and the stepfather was not great. So she had no idea what was going on with the property. She just knew that one day she would have an interest in this property, but she couldn't access it at the minute. So we had a look at her mum's will and, in a very low cost way, were able to clarify that the property was being taken care of properly, it was clean, all the bills were being paid, that sort of thing. So about 9 months after that, we've now got her to a position where she's actually buying her sister's interest in the property, and she's going to be the whole owner of her mum's property, and her stepfather is going to be leaving that property. And I actually got an email from her today because I just randomly thought, oh, I should actually just reach out and see how this client is going. And she says, I don't know what to say. You've done so much for us. You've actually changed our life. Your support, goodness, wisdom, and guidance have turned what seemed to be such a tragic loss into having my family home as our very own place to live. This was outside our wildest dream. You have empowered us to act with integrity and respect throughout this whole process. You have such a heart, and you're one of the best humans I know.
Oh, how good's that? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fantastic. What a great outcome.
Yeah. So, I mean, very acrimonious situation where, it was guns at
Yeah,
every corner.
yeah.
And now, it's just turned into this beautiful situation where she gets her family's home back.
Yeah, yeah, and I guess that's where you've got to really steady the ship in that circumstance because there would have been emotions all over the place, wouldn't there? Like it would have been on.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well done to you. Hey, look, what bit of advice, what's one piece of advice you would give a new member or someone thinking about joining BNI to make the most out of their journey?
You only get from BNI what you put in. So you have to be willing to be your true, genuine, authentic self and give it everything you've got. Because if you don't, no one's going to buy into you and your business.
Correct. Yep, perfect. Yeah, that's it in a nutshell, isn't it? So,
Yeah, just
you,
be you.
yeah. And you know, sometimes it's a quick journey, sometimes it's a long journey, but there's something in it for everyone as long as you're yourself and you're doing what you say you're going to do.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, great. Look, what's next for Good Law? You know, we've heard a little, you know, you've talked about it a little
Yeah.
bit through the podcast, but there's got to be a big master plan.
Um, I'm not entirely sure. This has all grown very, very quickly. So I think calm is what we need for a little while. But within the next 3 to 5 years, hopefully opening up maybe another office, maybe two, across Queensland, because we seem to be doing something very right and offering law in a way that's very different to other people and other firms.
Yeah, no, obviously.
Hmm.
You know, with that that sort of expansion and those sort of testimonials, you've obviously got the method and everything right. You mentioned calm before. I'll find you would have calm. You've got Megan sitting over there behind you somewhere, so you'd have calm. Uh, you know, our listeners and viewers would have seen Megan. We had her on. She's a fellow director consultant. We've had her on. So you'd have all the calm in the world with her. So.
Karma.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Look,
No, I love Megan. She's one of my best friends, so couldn't
no,
do
she's
without
great,
her.
and she's great for BNI. So it was good having her on. What's the one BNI core value that resonates with you the most?
Accountability, 100%.
Yep.
Keep me honest, keep me true to my word. And
Yep.
that's not something that many lawyers can say.
We could. I don't know if we've got enough time. They give us enough time. We're allowed to start on those views. Could be the last episode of my podcast if we dive into that. So might leave that one alone. But yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
no, you're 100% right though. That's fantastic. Well, look, Sean, it's been fantastic having you on, and great to have you on there just to talk about how you think about it from a team point of view, right? You know, with multiple people in BNI and how that all works. So that's fantastic, and it gave us a really good insight to the way you think about BNI and make it work for you. So can't thank you enough for being on, and
Yeah.
I hope you enjoy watching yourself back when it's on, and
No, absolutely not.
we'll get Megan to play it on the big screen with everyone. Have a team meeting and get Megan to put on the big screen, maybe.
No, I'm going to forbid that expressly.
All right. Well, all the best and thanks very much.